I got to go watch the Bombers play against the Spark. Yeah, it was very good game as well. Very good game. Very similar to the scrimmage me and you watched out in Utica. Similar in the outcome as well.
Yeah, and
Entertaining. That was for sure.
definitely. And I tell you what, that Kobe Johnson, I didn't have a chance to watch him play before, but wow, he is a great goalie. He came in cold, and that's always so impressive to me when you have a goalie who can come in cold because that's such a big feature. Like,
He was a huge bump to those guys when he came in. It was what was it? I think it was 12-5 or right around 11-5 or 11-4, someplace right around there. And you know, he only let in 6 goals after that. So it was pretty great to see Colby get his some PT, and he had some great kick saves, some great arm saves. He definitely represented Johnson last name very well. That's for sure.
yeah, you ain't kidding. He did look great out there. I tell you, I was a little nervous. Our live stream wasn't kicking up on my phone, so it's there now. We're good. But yeah,
We're good out there.
whew, got a little nervous.
Hello, Yeti Nation.
Uh, but yeah, no, like we said, Kobe Johnson did great. And talking about the Yeti that were out there, Ty Hill had an amazing looking goal.
He had a sweet goal as well. As far as Ty does a lot of not to say creating space with dance and everything. I thought that they they toned him down on his dance, or not his setup, not a dance, but his setup off ball. They were on those guys. The Spark definitely. Once again, these guys know each other like they're next door neighbors, because a lot of them are next door neighbors, and they've grown up together, knowing each other's how they play, what their tendencies are, what their go-to is. So I think they were able to curtail some of the Ty's
Yeah,
magic, we'll
I
say.
mean, it was some of that, but a lot of that is just that Syracuse style. They're a big defensive team, and every time you move into the front of the crease or try to get anywhere near that
You're going to
front,
get pounded on. They
you're
pound you.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Casey Swamp is a monster out there, and you see him sprint up the floor, showing everybody he's got the speed. Throws a nice little one-handed pass. I mean, yeah, and the size of those guys and the speed that they're coming into now that they're playing together. I had a feeling Syracuse was going to be that team, and they definitely showed that they can be that team. And I tell you what, that Trenton Terror team that I watched, they also can be that team. They've got a guy named Bryce Tolmay. I got to watch him at Laxnai for the first time, and wow, what an impressive player. And he did not disappoint. I was down there. He had 4 goals, 4 assists. He is,
Right.
yeah, and he's a transition player.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Well, I tell you that, Greg, you're talking about that filmmaker, that Sky Thomas. I don't know. He's what, 5'3"? I don't know what his height is, maybe 5'5". He's a little or smaller in stature guy, but man, can that kid twist and turn. And he had I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you have? 7 goals. I didn't do assists because I'm not that I'm not that fluent in thumb typing, but the that kid is no joke. Why
yeah,
he's not there, I would assume it's obviously stature, but play.
yeah.
Woo,
No,
wow,
he's
they
phenomenal.
got
He's
something
fast.
special.
But he also, I mean, the way he moves around and gets under your skin, you could see he was a lot of what was getting Jake Lazor upset. And then he's like
Yeah,
running down by the crease after the goals. He's always chirping. He did
he's
his job. He got him
he
fired up. He scored a lot of goals. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And wow, what a player. I mean, he's got that extra. He's a smart player. He sees the field really well. He kind of anticipates where everything's going to be, and just yeah, he's one of those next level players that I mean, and his skill level. I mean, and on the penalty shots, what is he like 100 for 100 now? It seems like he's made every one he's gone.
I think he missed one penalty shot earlier on. I think that
He
was the
did.
very first goal was a penalty shot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes, and
And I love that rule. I think that's
you want to talk
it
about
changes
yeah, getting
it
people's
changes a
attention.
lot of it. Yeah,
You're talking
it's
4, sometimes 6 goals a game are between both teams. So I mean that's a huge difference. I mean, you get some of these games that are decided by one goal and you've got 3 or 4 penalty shots. I mean, that is a huge factor. Like I talked to Rod about it the one day. He was 100% without ever sending his power play unit on the floor. I mean, that's
Yeah. Well, and I don't think once again, I'm not fluent in all the rules and everything, but I don't think they Jake he had to sit his 5 minute. There was only with all the penalties called, I want to say maybe two or at the most maybe three power plays. Every single one was a
the
was a
power. Yeah, and the power play was towards the end of the game as Ron was trying to eat some of the clock up. You could tell,
yeah.
they're getting down there because for a while Binghamton looked like they were coming back. They really started to take charge. They started to get the momentum.
Kobe was
Syrac-
making great
he
saves,
was.
pumping them
Syracuse
up.
scored,
The
but then
fans
they
were
answered.
getting into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they answered immediately. And how about Durston? Wow, did he have a game?
Yeah, that little guy, he's got way more game than I thought he did. I
You
ain't gonna lie
you
to you. I'm
might be
like,
the only one calling him a little guy, but yeah, he
well, he's a meatball as far as that goes, in my opinion. No disrespect to the guy. That guy,
wow, is he? Yeah,
man, he had some great stick, and
he's
that's what you want to know. That right there, as far as that gentleman there, I watched him at tryouts, and I was watching him while they were down here in Utica. And I'm like, man, he's just like the odd guy out, as far as stature. But you want to know what? That's the beautiful thing about box lacrosse is you don't have to. You can put 5'3" Sky Thomas. You can be
yeah,
Durston, 5'5", and
he's big.
round like a
But
meatball. And
you can't push him though. He's strong out there, is what you see too. Is
strong.
because
And you want to what? I'm not saying
no, I know
watching
what
him,
you're
but
saying.
I'm a legs guy. But to sit there and watch his calves, because that's it goes from
Oh yeah,
that's all you
starts
can really see
starts
is
at the
the
base.
guy's calves. Yeah, and the dude's got some calves, and he even tried to airborne one, but he's a little bit he's like me, not able to get too high. White man can't jump type of
Not a
thing,
big vertical, but I tell you what, did he have a
No,
good game? And when I
great
had a
game.
chance to talk to Cody there, he said that. He said, wait till he gets comfortable in the system. I mean, there's a reason he played for the Firewolves last year. He is that level of player all day out there. And you see him
Oh, he's got that stick, absolutely, and he's
getting
got the
comfortable.
size that he can get himself through.
He's
Yeah,
strong. He's strong enough.
yeah,
Nobody's pushing him out of the way. At one point, you actually saw the entire Syracuse defense came up towards him, and he was just able to dump the ball over to Bennett, and Bennett gets that goal. And that's really the kind of effect having a player like that is, because everybody knows he's lethal and he can score from anywhere.
yeah, yeah. Well, even Dwighty Burrow was running around, and there's a captain of the Yeti right there. Our first year, very proud to see Dwighty out there banging and
Loved watching
drawing.
him. He's got that.
Oh, dude, he can face off. Dwighty does it all too. As far as he gets up and down the field, I
Well, they
him and Casey on
switched.
the bottom side, they're going to be able to. Yeah, they switch
They switched to
around.
lines. So they switched
Yeah,
to a line system you could see, and what a difference it made. I mean, how smart did Brown look doing to that? And you knew it was only a matter of time before they figured it out. And I mean,
yeah.
Binghamton had a pretty good run, but it wasn't a bad game from Binghamton. It was just some mental mistakes that kind of happened. They lost it.
Some quick early goals. They got beat early on the. I'm not. Donahue had a nice goal, but Sky Thomas, that kid, he put a dagger in early and
You gotta
said,
have an answer for that.
yeah,
Yeah, he went off. But I mean, like when I went down and watched the Trenton game, I'm gonna read through their stats real quick. He had Bryce Tolmay with 4 goals, Jordan Goddard with 2, Philip Bouquet with 3, Andrew Haas had a goal, Tyler Brown had a goal, Adam Yee had a goal, Dylan Sprents, their goalie, he might have had 2 assists. That kid is awesome. They didn't. I wasn't exactly sure on the assist. I might be wrong on that. Connor Watson had a helper, and Devin Dirkley had a helper. And Bryce Tolmay had 4 assists as well, and Jordan Goddard had 3 assists as well. And those two out there, that first short that I posted of the guy with the hit that knocks the guy over,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that
yeah.
Jordan Goddard. He is the
Okay.
complete package of a player. He's good. That Trenton team, watch out for the rest of the league. But I mean, like, what did you think? I mean, getting to watch it live, it's fun, isn't it? It's fast.
You're sitting there saying that. I was thinking the goalie pads, in our in a couple different talks that you've had talking about the goalie pads. You can hear a difference in when the ball hits the shin pads, that thing's popping off there pretty far. So whether it's just an age thing where, after so much rubber, they start to be a little more absorbent, I'm not sure, but the ball definitely was popping off the kick saves and off the plastic.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
you get a lot of rebounds.
And you could hear it. You could hear it, and it's like, wow, that was a pretty good pop off the legs. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe it was the 90-mile-an-hour shot. Hitting plastic. I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, definitely could have that could have had an effect on it, I would imagine. And now,
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think Binghamton basically could do differently, or in your opinion, like I don't know,
I
what
don't
does it
know.
take for them to beat that Syracuse team, because they're big and they get under your skin, they get them agitated, and then Binghamton got the momentum in a game of
they got that
runs.
six. Binghamton gave up a 6-goal run because at the end of the third it was 3-3,
Yeah,
and at halftime it was 10-4. So you got to answer, and that right there was. And then at the end of the game, they went on their other the run there, but at that point, Binghamton was taking some chances, and you know it,
that's what happens when you
Colby
take
getting in
chances.
there. Colby getting in there actually was a spark to him. I don't no disrespect to Jake, an insane great goalie. I don't know. He just not to say he didn't have. Who am I to talk about
Yeah.
somebody not
No,
having
he
their
had
A
a
game?
but I mean, he felt he did the right thing for his team. He was setting the tone, and
Well, all honesty, absolutely.
yeah.
You want to what? You could. I don't know. I couldn't talk after the game because I had a migraine headache from chanting Kobe so much. But it was infectious to see Kobe making some very big saves, and the crowd started getting into it,
Yeah.
and that's when they started making the run. And it also started with, not for nothing, how often do you see a goalie go at it and jack some people up and toss them around, and
Yeah.
not too often.
But here's
So
a
that was a little bit of a pump up, and maybe not to say staged, but you know what? Because there was chants they wanted Kobe. There was fans in the
oh,
stands that were chanting,
chanting Kobe.
put in Kobe, and then
I think
opportunity struck, and Jake
so.
did what Jake had to do, and Kobe went in and fired up the boys.
Yeah, and I think Sully brings up a good point. He's talking about Dwight Burrow Jr. there. He drew the penalty in the fourth quarter and didn't
Yep,
retaliate. And that's the
yep.
kind of mindset though that they had. Is like you could see him. There was a couple times at one point Ty Thompson got a penalty and the other guy didn't. That
Billy O'Brien
Syracuse,
did it.
yeah,
Yeah, Billy O'Brien. He grabbed on. He's like, come on, let's do that." And the Binghamton, was it Bennett,
yeah,
Benedict?
Bennett.
Let's rethink this.
I tell you, it was a lot of fun. I wish I could have been out there to see him both. I really wish I made it to that game, but I'm glad I got to see the other one. That Curtis Woodland, who plays for Jim Thorpe All Americans, he had 4 goals
Uh-huh.
too. And as I was clipping through for them, they have got some studs in this league, and it seems like every team has to have that guy that's going to get 3 or 4 goals, and or two guys really to get
Yep.
a hat trick with the amount of goals. I mean, because most of these games, if I pull the standings up here. Oh, I'm standing in the middle of the scores. But you can see, I mean, they're all 16-11, 17-11, 14-11, 19-17. Fairly high scoring games. That 11
Yeah.
goal mark, though, they all held them down, and that seemed to be what it was. And I tell you, that Bootleggers team, so they picked up Joel Tinney, and I don't know if you remember him from Nationals or not, but he had quite a few goals down there. He played for
Yeah.
Westminster. I think he was number 21 down there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
what a great player he was, and I can't imagine adding him with the French brothers and the rest of that team that they already had down there. Oh my goodness, I'm sure that Bootleggers team's going to be good. And they were able to beat the Mayhem 1917. The Mayhem are still trying to find their identity, but I mean, in the standings now, you've got Jim Thorpe and Trenton. Trenton, I'd give them the edge right now. They just beat them, so
Right. Yeah. Well,
they
you got to definitely head to head. They got the tiebreaker
yeah.
now.
Chowderheads 1-0. They're getting ready this week for the
That's going to
second.
be a good game this coming week, and I'm excited to see that one as well.
Yeah,
That will be interesting.
Binghamton's 1-1. That's not. I mean, they had a really good. That first game was tough, but they were able to pull it out. That's kind of
Yep.
what you want to see, is that you've got the mental toughness to pull out those tight games. I mean, everybody wants to win big, but that's really what you're wondering, is because as you know, box lacrosse is a game of runs, and you need the
Yeah.
run at the end of the game. So if your team can get the run at the right time, that's what it.
Well, that was not to take with the Binghamton Syracuse game. A lot of too many men on the a lot of too many men on the floor penalties. So there was definitely
Some communication.
some
You got to
communications
remember, I
where
mean, new league. Syracuse has had 3 games already, but like Binghamton, this was their second game, and now Syracuse is getting ready to go for their first home game, and I
first
believe
home
you're going to
game.
have a
Yeah.
pretty good view of it. I've heard.
Yeah, I was asked if I was able to run the shot clock, so I'll do my best and make sure that I get some good pictures because that's a pretty good spot to be watching the game. That's for sure. It will hopefully help with the headaches and not screaming and yelling. And I got to be a nice biased a nice biased person, so. I can't give horns up to Baker and the main boys and all that stuff. So I'll try and get some pictures while I'm out there. I definitely got to get a picture with Casey and with Dwighty Burrow in their Syracuse uniforms down on the field. That's a bucket list type thing for me.
Absolutely. I mean that, yeah,
Yeah,
and who could blame you? Well, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we do, everybody, we've actually got the highlights from the Binghamton. I'm not sorry, not Binghamton. We've got highlights from the Trenton Terror and the Jim Thorpe All Americans game that I went to, and the final in the game ended up being the Terror over the All Americans 14-11. But wow, what a game it was! Paul, anything real quick before we go?
well, I don't want to just keep watching people to spread the word. Very excited for the upcoming NABLL season. We're signed up. We're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, we'll be back to talk more on NABLL, Thousand Island Spirits, and all kinds of great
The
stuff.
B Dry system. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. CBI cable. Use what the pros use. Plug them in. Deming Lakeside Trailer Park. Eric Kiefer. LUTCF. Friend of the Utica Yeti. Family Landscaping. Contact Russ. Spring is coming. Fay Farm. Where's the beef? GKS. George Kaler. Sales and Service. The NABLL. Nora's Candy Shop, home of the world famous turkey joints. Contact Nora's, they'll send them out. Tri-City Lacrosse, 40 years of lacrosse in the Utica Rome area. Tag Ray Tool, Rome Sign and Display Company. Contact Terry down at Rome Sign. Bobby Dick's Insurance Company. Contact Bobby. Nice Scoba, the men and women in blue. Thank you for what you do. Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family.
Crafty Beach Design. Hit up Crafty Beach Design to get any personalized gift, perfect for every occasion. Teachers, loved ones, and anything else. Get a customized pen, t-shirt, cup, and so much more.
Mark Murphy Photography. You looking for the shots? Mark's got the shots. 4 by Hill. Black River Ale House. When you're in Rome, do what the Romans do. They go to the Black River Ale House. When you're in Utica, stop by Bag Square Brewery. Have yourself a cross check and you'll get a nice Pilsner.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened to the video. All of a sudden, we lost it on the advertisements, but we're back, and
We're back.
yeah, thanks for
Hello, Yeti Nation.
hello Yeti Nation. Thanks for staying with us and getting through the struggles. But no, like I said, it was a great game, and we were talking on the side actually. Sully, thank you very much for bringing up Andrew Davey. Hopefully, you're going to be back on next week with us again. We were had you on vacation there for a couple weeks, but
Definitely want to get some salty dog out there. He was at Lacrosse last night. He's itching. We had a lot of guys show up. I say a lot of guys. We had some guys we haven't seen in a while, but then there was supposed to be some more. But Mother Nature, as you know, Beecher, Mother Nature said, "You know what? We're going to throw a little. Let's put a little icy road in there."
yeah, that
So
was. I planned on going out there last night, but with the icy road, I was like, that's a bit of a drive for me.
yeah. Well, Sikosi was supposed to come up as well. and
Well,
usually he's usually when he says he's there, he's there. But he said icy roads, not doing it.
yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
it,
So the game's coming up this week. It looks like the Spark are actually playing the Mayhem. So
all the mayhem. So it
this,
must be coming up down the road that I
yeah,
had seen.
this is a big game for the Mayhem. They are 0-2. Syracuse just got a win. I don't know if Syracuse is the team you're going to get your first win against. Uh,
It's their first home game. I got to believe that the Ron and the boys have been pushing. Let's get it's time to represent fans. Let's get out there and support the
Absolutely.
lacrosse. These guys, being there watching it live, they're balling, man. It's
Yeah.
great to see. It's the banging that's going through. When they're clearing through and they're taking two guys with them. It's good to see. I love that kind of ball. It's
Definitely.
fun.
It is. But
Hey, speaking with
the,
down the road, I did talk to one of the officials, and one of the officials said he would be interested once the season starts getting
underway instead
played
of
out a little bit, so that they're not speaking. And I'm
out
not
of
going to
tongue.
speak for him. He said he
Yeah,
would be interested later on down the road
that would be
to come
awesome.
on and do an interview and
That's
talk
awesome
with
because
us.
I tell you, that is not a job anybody wants, especially when it first started and everybody's just observing and telling you that you're terrible. And yeah, more power to them. Thanks to all
Yeah,
the officials.
exactly. And you want to know they can they're watching us, Beach. As far as I got a phone call from the officials that said, hey, that rule you guys were talking about, here's the answer to it. So a little shout out to the officials. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I mean
But
that.
anyhow, go on and I get off. You're
No,
doing
you're
something.
good.
I
We were
send it on
talking
a
about
whole different tangent.
we were going to go through the schedule. The Chowderheads are actually playing the Terror, and it's going to be in Portland, Maine. That's a little far drive for most people, and it's going to be on Friday. They're playing the same night, and I tell you what, this is the Chowderheads are I think their first game in Maine, and wow, that's
In
going to be a
Maine.
game. So yeah,
That's going to be a real good game for the fact that that's where the Northmen come out. I want to say there's probably 3 or 4 Northmen on that team. If I'm not mistaken,
you've
Croy Arnold is on that team
yeah. The
from
NABLL
the
is very
NABL.
well represented on that team, and they
Yeah,
beat that Trenton Terror team in the first game. You've got Groy Arnold on the team. You've got O'Gorman from the box main there, Northman. I always think of their Instagram handle.
didn't they also pick up their the goalie too? Didn't
Dubé.
yeah.
Don't know yet if the no Dubé's not the goalie. Duncan's the goalie. Dubé is the other offensive player, and I believe he's on the
Yeah,
team as
that
well.
was one I got yelled at for saying doobie doobie
Doobie
doo
doobie
when
doo. Yeah,
down I
yeah.
called him doobie doobie doo and I
The
got criticized for
but
it.
I tell you what, we've
I didn't
definitely
know it was Dubé, 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 Dubé.
they definitely that's 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 huge having that chemistry with those three guys. O'Gorman's
Yeah,
your D more transition guy. He's a strong kid, but like Dubé and Baker, they both play offense and they play offense together, and they
they're
have
heavy.
been for years.
They're heavy shoulders,
It's
man. They,
yeah,
they're gonna drop and they're gonna fly. They're gonna. The body is everything's left on the floor when those guys play ball. It's every one of them. We just know
yeah.
these guys a little bit and excited to watch them play.
I tell you, I don't envy the Chowderheads though, because then you're gonna have a doubleheader against the All Americans, and those are two of the top teams in the league right now. The Trenton Terror, who just beat the All Americans, who were on a pretty good run, now are gonna want to redeem themselves after losing by 3 goals, and not the way they would have wanted, obviously. But I tell you, I don't take anything against the All Americans. That was a great game. I wish we were able to kind of work things out to stream it, but it is what it is.
It
The
is what it is.
Renegade and the Mayhem are the game of the week next week. And I tell you, actually, one thing I did want to say is Binghamton did an amazing job with the production. That Binghamton crowd and everybody involved with that team. Oh, the Syracuse game will now be at Onondaga, according to Fay Farms. They're going to be playing it at the Onondaga Nation.
Oh, at the
At
we're
the
gonna have to talk to
yes,
Jimmy whether it's at Nedro or if it's at the field house. I bet you they're gonna have it at. Oh, that would be beautiful.
oh
That's a
my
beautiful
goodness,
facility.
wow, they're both amazing facilities. What
They are.
wow.
Yes, they are.
I
Yes,
tell
they
you,
are. They're
everybody who's going
beautiful.
to that is now in for a treat because I've never been to and nothing against the Syracuse wherever they were going to be, but I have been to that other arena and wow, it's just you walk in there. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. Like you walk in there and all the players that have played through there and stuff. It's just it's a really cool feeling. So that what a treat for everybody that's going to be able to go. Oh man, I wonder what we got going on Friday. Maybe I'll drive out and try to watch it. It's gonna be a heck of a game. But
It's a heck of a game. That's
anyways,
for sure.
back out of the schedule, we got the Renegades and the Mayhem are playing, and so a lot of doubleheaders this weekend
So it sounds like it looks like Jimmy said it's going to be at the Nedro
at the Nedro,
at
which
the
that's where
right
you
off
guys
of right
played,
on 11 where we
right,
played.
right where
Yes.
you guys played the Nationals. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it is.
field
Great
house is
place.
amazing. They
You
are
want to know?
all
It's
amazing.
a great venue to watch a game too. There's no question. I like that. I
I've
love the
never,
Nedru rink.
yeah, that Nedro rig, I loved it. And I tell you what a phenomenal setup. That whole crew, they will get you guys set up for everything. Yeah, I don't, I know exactly why they would have went there. Great people,
Absolutely
awesome.
smart.
Yeah,
Very smart.
very smart move on their part. And so as this weekend plays out, you've got, it seems like a lot of games, but it's a lot of games with a couple of teams, really. I mean, you've got the Chowderheads playing too, and the Mayhem playing too. It's a
So they're
tough
back to
weekend.
back
Yeah.
and Spark play, and then I know with talking to Blaine had said that they're heading up to the St. Lawrence to get a practice in. They got this weekend off, so he's fired up to get practicing after his week of play, and
Yeah.
he's excited. He's
Oh,
excited.
oh, I bet that's got to be an amazing feeling. Such a cool thing to be a part of, really, to be yeah, just to be able. I mean, what's that feel like for you to get to see somebody who
I'm
got to
pumped up. You
play?
know, he walked in the doors last night, and usually he's got his Yeti bag and everything, and I didn't see the Yeti bag. And he gets closer, and he's got this chowder bag, and I'm like, "Oh, you dog!" So he started showing me the swag. Very
Hang
nice.
on, he doesn't have a Chowderheads bag, does he?
Yeah, he does.
Blaine's playing for the
Not a
Chowderhead.
chowder, wherever.
Hammerheads. Hammerheads.
Hammerheads,
Okay, well, I thought
chowder
I
heads.
might have
I
missed it. He
don't
might have
know.
got
There's too
traded.
much stuff. He's a Yeti. That's all that matters. As far as the hammerhead stuff, it's pretty cool. Pretty, their helmets are pretty darn cool. The gloves,
Oh,
the
shout out
Yeti
to One
gloves are
Lax.
better.
Those freaking gloves. Yeah, those gloves, they did a phenomenal job on Lax. I tell you what, that
Uh,
is a sharp looking kit they've put together for those guys.
yeah, the bags, the helmets, they looked pretty sharp. They're very sharp, and I'm excited to see a Yeti sporting them. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It's
definitely. I mean,
good stuff.
what's not to be excited about? Now, we
Yeah.
have a big announcement, though. Drum roll.
Battle
Battle of the Barge is announced
of the
for.
Barge. We have a date. We are confirmed. We are set up. It is going to be Saturday, June the 3rd, and Sunday, June the 4th. We've got some interested teams that have contacted me. One nice thing that we're definitely putting a youth program in there, or hopefully it's going to be not
Youth division
it's
as
not
well. There's going to be a
youth
youth division
is
as
what I
well
was
as
thinking.
an
Yes,
adult division. We're going to try to make it so that way.
exactly. We're going to get a round robin with some probably 24 to 25. So what's that? Junior, sophomores
Yeah,
in that age group.
that's what
And
I
if
got to.
all works out, Beecher, all honestly, the best part about it is we have plenty enough room where if we want to possibly throw a couple more divisions in there, we can do that. So if people are out there and interested and want to get in to the Battle on the Barge, get in contact with me. I'm not going to lie, there's going to be a little bit of a cost. It's not huge, but we're going after sponsors to make it a great weekend for all that travel into Utica.
Somebody
So
got your
very
text.
excited.
Somebody got your text, but doesn't know how to join.
Oh, somebody unknown. I see that.
Yeah, I don't know who.
I don't know. I don't know how to join the text, but I don't know how to join. I don't know who you are. Who did I text? There's so many that I've texted.
Yeah, I don't know.
As far as so I'm very excited about that. Last year it was in the middle of July, but now that the national championship weekend for the NABLL has been moved up into August, at the end of August, we had to. I'm like, oh, if people are traveling, who wants to travel a month later? There's a lot of expenses that go into it, so we're trying to offset. Again, we got great sponsors, and we're going to be going after some more sponsors to make this a great weekend to kick off the weekend. It's probably going to be the first games of the year to fire up the NABLL season. So I'm very excited about that. Last year, on our run to the divisional championship. We started out with with the Eels. Very first game, an inaugural game for the NABLL. So I'm excited to start the 2023 season out, hopefully with the inaugural games too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, that is. I mean, it's got to be exciting for you now.
Oh, it's Blaine. It said he doesn't
Oh,
know how to get a
Blaine.
hold of me. Oh, Blaine,
Yeah, we
Blaine.
knucklehead
I
Blaine.
thought he got kidnapped. I've been trying to get a hold of the kid for since yesterday.
Yeah. Hey,
We
Blaine,
got
send me your email on instant on Messenger, and I'll add you into it.
see
But
how that is, Blaine. All you got to do is just respond to us.
it's
Stop
Blaine.
being the kid
All right.
that's
So, anyways, let me pull this up real quick too. So this is the NABLL stuff. There's the merch store, but that's not what I was actually looking for. Boom. The box league
the box
interest
league.
form. Anybody needs to get a team. It's pretty simple to get signed up. But anybody who plays in the NABLL is open to come and sign up a team for Battle on the Barge. Is that correct?
Anybody that's a it is an NABLL for the adults. It's but for the youth, it will probably be a US box law style tournament. So it'll be two tournaments at one location is what it would be.
Yeah, yeah. So that,
So
yeah, but that's kind of what you have to do. Although we did hear some rumors on one of them that maybe maybe
the
we'll be
insurance, yeah,
expanding the insurance
you
at
never
some
know.
point. That
That would be cool.
definitely
That
be
would
a
be
cool
very cool.
feature.
I'd love to actually, if it's out there and we can get something going, maybe get two teams and get a women's division going for the get I don't know, maybe a full game, whatever. But I know there's plenty of the girls around here that are interested in playing too. So
Yeah, I
come
mean,
summertime, you never know.
well, I mean, the NABLL was talking about at one point having a
The tournament, they were going
right,
to
the
have a
women's
women's
division
tournament
down there,
last
and
year.
then it just
Yeah,
didn't quite work out with the teams. So hopefully, we can get some more teams involved. We did have the first ever Laxni game there, so that was
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing. More guys are coming. As far as we got Tuesday nights, we're playing down at the Nexus Center. As far as college kids are starting to take off a little bit and head back to school, and as far as we need a couple older guys to start filling in those spots. So we have our mall walkers team. That's or some might call it the geriatrics, whatever you want to call it, but we do we get a little jog in there, and then we had to do the sidelines and do what we do. But as far as Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock, it's a great venue. The Nexus Center is an incredible place to play. With the three different games they got, or three different rinks they got, it's fun. It's fun. It's beautiful. Everything is state of the art. Everything is we got the horns, we got the lights, we got the uh starting to do a little bit of commentary why guys are playing too, just to
Getting a little bit.
liven it up a little bit,
I'm going to
have some
actually
fun with it.
run through. Sorry to interrupt you, but run through
No,
the
yeah,
NABLL. This is what they've got listed on their Instagram for the guys that are in the league, so everybody can kind of see where everybody is spread out. Although that's the Cambridge team. I thought at first it was the Chowder or the Box Northman. I was like, I don't recognize any of those names. It doesn't make sense. But
right.
Tom Kelly, the Mustangs, Chris Hamill playing for the Hammerheads out of the Philly Mustangs as well. And here you got the Golden Bears. This one is huge. So on the Golden Bears, you've got just for the Hampton team, Max Wayne, Dylan Rice, Michael McDonald. And then for Salem, they've got quite a few. Charles Malloy, Coleman Hopkins, Joe Crawford, Cole Abid, CJ Stoll, Todd Lloyd. I've got to talk to him a couple times. He didn't dress for the last game, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be hoping he's going to be active for this one. And then for the bootleggers, they've got Joe French, and then as we were just talking, we know Joel Tinney now is playing for the bootleggers team as well. And then for the Trenton Terror, they've got Nicholas McAvoy and Craig McGowan. The Reapers have quite a few guys on the bootleggers, as you can see there. Wow, Lazerbecki. I actually think I nailed that pronunciation.
You whack,
Matthew
yeah.
Pratt, Michael Guerin, wow, Tanner Nango, Patrick Murphy, Tyler Nation, Tyler O'Brien, Ryan Herman. A lot of players. There's so many players that are playing in the NABL now. That,
Dubay.
Yeah.
Dubay.
There he is. And then so you got Egan is also with the Chowderhead. I knew O'Gorman was. Jack Hutchinson, I remember him from playing
Yep.
out there.
Yep.
Yeah, another one of the great players. If I remember your
I
name, you
mean, look at that. One,
must have had a
two,
few.
three, four, five, six. Six of their players are on one team.
Yeah.
That's a huge asset. That's like all the other guys,
Look
as
at the
far as the All
look at the
Americans.
Reapers.
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
Reapers for the Charlotte team. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
9.
Hey, they smacked us at the national championship right at the beginning.
Golden
We
Bears
weren't
got
ready for them,
12.
and yeah,
Oh yeah, no, that was a good game. This
yeah.
Cambridge Northeastern, they've got quite a few guys with the Chowderheads. It looks like. Uh,
Cameron Egan, Josh Jordan, Maggio. How do you say
Streletsky,
that?
Michael Maggio.
It's Maggio.
I could be wrong. Josh Jordan, Jimmy Cunningham.
Cirillo, right? Cirillo. I'm reading right.
Yes, the
I
bottom
know
one
how
is
to do
Cirillo.
this.
Yeah,
I had back in the day, they had the Empire State Games here in at Rome, and they had it at the RFA Stadium. And it's when Greg Rommel was he was a junior going in to be a senior. He went on to play at Syracuse, and I was butchering his name. And I don't do it purposefully. I swear I don't. But I don't even know what I was saying. All of a sudden, Grandma comes up to the freaking window. It's Rommel. Sounds like caramel. I'm like, how do you get Rommel and caramel? I'm sitting there, trying to. But anyhow, as far as ever since then, I really I don't. I try to butcher them, but
it's
I read
you're
it and
not
it
we're
just
not gonna
comes
yeah.
out.
So the Eels a team from your division, you know fairly well.
Yes.
You got Kevin McNally, Broden Laborn, I'm guessing. Timmy Zidmel, he plays for the Spark team. You've got that's
Yep.
somebody you talked to quite a bit. He had a great game out there. Dan Rogers, another guy that had a good game. For the Bombers, Jeff Geddes, Chris Dysenroth, and Joseph Aquinla. And then for the Chowderheads, Clay Arnold.
Yep. Yep. Hey, that's a good
Uh,
looking little logo right there. Who is
yeah,
that? What is that team right
waiting for
there?
Blaine to send me his email still so we
Come
could
on,
get the yada
Blaine.
yada.
We're
Come
waiting for
on,
you.
Blaine. Come on, man.
Come on, old man.
But yeah, so there's Air Blaine Stotler, the Binghamton Bombers. You got Neil's coaching. Ryan is the assistant coach. Chris Ryan was there. Tyler Hill, Brian Conzola, Andrew Davey. Crosby was playing with the Terror and Casey Swamp. And I tell you what, Casey is so much fun to watch. He's uh,
Is.
he's one of my new favorites out there. He's
Uh,
coming through like a bowling ball. He's going to pick up the loose ball and just plow anybody over who's in his way. Huge fan. He's definitely picked up for me. And then the Warhogs, you've got Rachel Valarelli. I did know how to say that one. She's playing for the Chowderheads. And the Hampton Hammerheads, you've got Connor Atkinson.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Quite a few
Oh, look at
Riverhawks.
that. Look at that. The Riverhawks. Dylan Donahue, he scored the other night. Real nice goal. There was
He scored, and then
Nathan.
Edmund Cathers is playing in net for Syracuse. Brian Phillips Jr. and Nathan Slutsky. But the other thing is, you were telling me Chris Brim played for him as well, and he's one of the coach. He plays for the CPC Elite
He's
as
one of
well.
the I'm not sure if he's him and Kenny are both part of the Riverhawks there, and they're helping out on the bench with Ron.
That's
So
awesome.
that's huge.
That
That's huge.
love to
It's
see it.
awesome.
Love those guys. They're great out there. That whole Syracuse, they were awesome. I went out to the training camp. They all talked to me. They were really great bunch of guys. The Collar City Kings, Cody Kilcoyne playing for the Bombers. He didn't have any goals this week.
He was on the he was on the floor a lot. I
He
thought a lot.
he's a great
Man
player.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got some great time.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Justin had a phenomenal game last week. That Elmira game, uh, was it Syracuse they played the week before? But
The week
yes,
before, yeah.
yeah. So it was Syracuse, and that was Justin had a great game. Lucas had a pretty good game too, but Justin like a great couple of yeah, he had a phenomenal couple of shifts, but an overall great game. And then
Yep.
we've got from the Westminster Wild, and we also know there's one more that got added to the Charlotte Bootleggers with Joel Tinney, but you've got Kyle Worsley and Ben Higgins playing for the Hammerheads. But yeah, the NABLL is very well represented in in the PBLA. I mean, what if,
That's
and you get to see it more because you've been around the league for a little bit longer. You know most of these guys. So how many guys would you have? Almost 10 guys out there for the game the other night?
involved with it, yeah. In regards to well, there was Casey and Dwighty, and then you got Colby and Ty Hill and Andrew Davey. I call him Ray Lewis, the doctor of defense there, Ryan Lewis, Neil Paulus coaching. So, you know, it was pretty cool. I wish I was able to get some pictures down in Binghamton. I'm hoping to be down there again, and we'll get some pictures, but
We'll hook you
definitely
up
getting
with
some pictures this week.
we'll have to put a helmet cam on you for the when you're down there running the shot clock.
Ah. I was watching somebody had highlights on it.
That's O'Brien.
Billy O'Brien,
Billy
yeah. What was
O'Brien's
he wearing
got.
a chest GoPro or something?
No, it was mounted, I think, right here on his helmet.
Was it? I
It
didn't
was
see it. I didn't notice it.
I didn't maybe I could be wrong. It could have been a chest one. He's so freaking tall, but I thought it was up on
That's
his
true
head.
too.
I mean, he is tall enough that it, but no, because I don't think he could wear it on his chest. I think they let it like on the helmet. You could get it flush enough in there, maybe, or on
Right.
something if he had a small one. Versus, yeah, I don't know. It was
That was
really
pretty cool
cool.
though.
It was cool to see
Yeah,
it. If you saw the YouTube video, that was really neat though to get to watch that.
it
But
was
what do you?
pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you with the Battle of the Barge for anybody who's maybe watching that doesn't know to try to bring it back to that. What is that for everybody?
What is that for everyone? What we're looking to do is get some out of region teams. We've been working uh, with the Eels, with the Riverhawks, and with the Spirit. We've got our schedule pretty well ironed out already. We're ready to go. We just have to make sure that we're not getting any more entrants into the upstate region division. But as far as we're firing it off, we want to keep it out of. We don't want in region games. That's what we're shooting for. So if and it all depends on who actually decides to come down. The Riverhawks have said that they're definitely in.
We know.
As far
Have
as
you reached out to the Golden Bears yet and told them that you got the dates?
I'm going to be reaching out to them now that I have all the information that is in hand. I can start getting my invites. I did talk to the Mustangs, Isaiah Lewis. I contacted him. They're definitely interested. Yeah, again, it comes down to cost, and it's a matter of making it to where guys aren't dropping $500-600 to go for a weekend gathering and playing lacrosse for 2 days.
Yeah,
It's everybody pays for themselves. That's the difference between the NABLL and the PBLA. Those guys are pros. They're getting paid for it.
that's why
Everybody that
they're
plays
flying
with
all
us, we're
over.
semi-pros. Well, granted, we got guys on the Yeti actually last year. They were flying to get to practices and games, so
That is
on their
true.
own nickel, So that's
Yeah,
props off, fellas. For what every player in this league does. Hats off to all of them because it's all on them. It's a pay-to-play league, and these guys obviously are playing as hard as they can because they're making PBLA teams. They're making pros because of what they've shown and what they've been doing, not just this past year on NABLL teams, but throughout the years. These guys, there's a couple of younger guys, but if you take a look at the league, it's got some older legs, closer to the 30s than I think the early 20s as far as that goes. But a lot of them, that's where they started. Either they were, because each team can only have so many Canadian players, right?
that's
I think there's a 5-man roster or something to that degree on their rosters. They can only have so many American or Canadian players, so the rest are of some sort of American nationality, whether it's on a
Native
indigenous
American or
reservation
a
or whether
yeah.
American citizen.
But
It's a
I don't know if that's one of those like they just told everybody to do it.
I think it's I don't I'm not I'll definitely use the word think.
It might be. Like I said, it very well could be. I'm going to try to add Blaine here, so if you could talk to him. Somebody in the chat asked about the minimum or the salary of these guys. I believe the minimum is $500
Yeah,
for.
they're getting some. They're
Yeah,
getting paid. That's a good feature.
yeah. Plus you
That's a
get
good
the.
feature.
Plus, I mean, just getting flown all over, getting to even go play on all these teams has got to be so cool. All right,
Oh,
so
absolutely. We'll let Blaine explain that to it. If he next week we'll get Sully to cross check him and tell him to wake up or something.
well, that's all
I've
right.
been hounded. I'm like,
Sully
what,
be
would you
on
get
next week to
kidnapped or
get us straight.
something? Yeah. I'm
I
like, Blaine, did you get kidnapped? I've been since I left the rink last night. I was texting him trying to get him to answer me, and he doesn't do nothing. I'm like, what are you doing? Where are you?
I got him sent over there now, so hopefully that'll fix. He should be joining us in a matter of seconds. And
In a
while he's
matter of
doing that,
seconds.
I'm going to clip the highlights over the top of us here. I'll shrink it down. I got
Yep.
to shut off the noise. Oh no, I already did. But so there's the highlights from the game. You can see while we're
It's a
waiting.
nice rink. How was the fans down there, Beecher?
They were intense. Their fans
Yeah.
that show up are very loyal, and it's
Is
it
it
was
that
really
big of a
cool.
rink, or
Oh,
did,
it's
did it fill
huge.
in on?
No, they didn't fill it in yet. They will.
They will
Their
fill in.
their fans are loyal and they put on a heck of a product. So I don't think it's just a matter of time, would be
Yeah,
my opinion
absolutely.
before they do it. But yeah, they are good. That is a solid team, and to watch it down there, the turf down there too, because you can kind of see it in some of the turfs where they're not great. This I only had my cell phone, which was part of the problem. But what a game! I mean, Jim Thorpe came out and they got the first goal, and then Trenton came back, and it was just back and forth the entire time. Like I said, that Woodland, what's happened? There's Airblade Stotler.
Look what landed. Holy goodness gracious. Blaine, how you doing?
Can you hear us?
You're on mute. Check your mute. You're mute.
You muted yourself, Blaine. Oh,
You blew. You gotta hit the little button up in the corner, Blaine. There you go. It's gone.
it's
All
gone.
right, we're good.
There
Yep.
he is.
All right, this is my first FaceTime. All right,
We are the lucky
I know.
ones.
We feel
That's
very,
right.
very lucky and official to get the Airblade Stotler to finally join me on one of these.
this is an appetizer. We'll do a real one sometime.
All right. So,
That's awesome.
what was it like getting to go down, suit up for your first game, and you got an assist?
Oh my God, you guys killing me.
We've been waiting.
I'm the most irrelevant player on the team. You guys are interviewing me, Larry.
But
You're on the team.
you're
Blaine,
our
you're on the
all-star.
team. You made the
No,
team,
it was
brother.
awesome. It was awesome. You fly down. It feels like you're a pro. You get on a plane. They give you a ticket. You just show up. You get to the hotel. There's a flag waiting for you. This is Hammerheads. They give you a room. We got breakfast in the morning. You go to the field. Like, we have a little pregame practice. Go have a team meal. It really does feel like you're being treated like a pro.
Hey, Blaine, you're a pro, brother.
You are a pro. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess technically, right?
You are. That's welcome to that club. That's congratulations to that, my friend. That's all the hard work. How many squats you put in this past week? You laying down a little bit?
A few. No, I did a few.
All right. Well, you got to stay loose, right? You got to keep them
just got
muscles
back.
ready for takeoff. Muscles ready for takeoff.
No, that's thanks to you guys. Obviously, we wouldn't be here without. I speak for a lot of these guys. Wouldn't be here without the Yeti and us in this position.
Well, once again, Blaine, the Yeti here for you guys. That's what it's all about, my friend.
Thank you. Guys.
The dedication. How many years have I known you? It's got to be what? Probably pushing close to 20. Maybe not that long because you're still a little bit younger.
Yeah,
but
some people still think I am 20. All right, you're gonna give it away.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your mojo has been. I gave up your secrets. But once again, to where you've grown from Clinton to you've taken it from Clinton, New York, and now you're playing professional ball. Congrats,
right, we don't
my
even have
friend.
a program in high school anymore. Clinton's done.
Well,
Really?
we're gonna bring it. You want to know what? We're gonna bring back. They got a beautiful rink down there. Maybe their alumni will start talking about putting some box kids in the box during the summer. And I know somebody that coaches, and he's a heck of a strength and conditioning coach, and he's got some hell of moves that I'm sure, could teach some kids to make them go, wow, wow.
No, that'd be cool.
You
I'd love to
rock.
get something
You
like that.
rock, kid. I love the fact that you're doing what you're doing. You do you. That's all I got to say. That's it. Beecher, you talk. I can talk all night.
Yeah, what do you guys been talking about? What do you want to know?
We were talking about the league and how cool it was. Everybody's getting to fly around and how good the games have been. And what do you think about watching some of these? We kind of had the standings up for a little while, but I think it'll cover your face if I put them back up.
I mean, that's all good.
But have you watched any of the games?
I've watched all the game of the week. So what's that? Like two or three of those, and then obviously the game I went to, I played in that and watched a good bit of that. It's fast. Like, so if you want me to compare it to the NABLL, obviously with the NABLL, there's those upper tier teams that are actually like really competitive, and there's other ones, but every team in this league seems like they're gonna be legit. They're gonna be fast. Everyone's got plenty of stick skills. So you got to be in shape, and that's like a prerequisite. It doesn't matter how good you are, how strong you are. If you're not in shape, don't even come.
Yeah, and you're definitely seeing it out there. Some of the slower guys found out they were kind of irrelevant quick, and then we were talking like Durston he started getting his wind back, and what a difference it made with him being able to run out there. Now, how did you feel size-wise out there? I mean, you're a pretty thick guy though, so you're pretty strong. But I mean, most of the guys that you're watching out there, they're like Syracuse is loaded with big guys, and Trenton is a pretty big team themselves.
Yeah, but I don't say anything I'm gonna regret about. Trenton really seem like that big. Syracuse, watching them on TV, I know Katie personally. I know that Trevor dude and Bill. It's just like a lot of guys that could throw it if they had to. But other than that, I don't know. Do the rest of the team? What do you guys think? Do they seem like bigger, smaller? To me, I feel like because you have to both ways. A lot more guys that are like not that big.
There's a lot of mixture. I mean, you take a look at Syracuse. Syracuse has got a Bill O'Brien, and then they start to he's one of obviously the bigger guys in the as far as height wise. The Binghamton's got a couple tall guys, but there's no monsters out there as far as that goes. A lot of
I don't know. Casey's a monster.
Yeah, well, Casey's he's thick though. What was he? He's got to be 6 foot, maybe right around 6 foot. And Blaine's gone against him at practices before. He's and Dwighty as well. They're thick guys. They can they know how to use their body, as does Blaine though.
Glad you guys use stuff.
Uh-oh, you're all broken up, Blaine.
You're breaking up. We can hear you, but you're kind of sketchy.
Yeah, your internet's not the best connection, I'm guessing.
Should I get off the Wi-Fi and just use cell data?
Yeah, it might be faster.
All right, let me know if that's any better.
Way better.
Yeah, way better. 2 thumbs up he gave.
Yeah, good thing he's good at lacrosse.
I'm glad these guys aren't allowed to use those wooden sticks anymore.
Right? I mean, they definitely. What do you think about as far as the difference with the wall not being there? And can you see a lot more of the net with not having the big goalie sticks? The woodies with the goalies.
You talking about the 5-hole? I mean, yeah, it's definitely bigger.
Yeah.
It's definitely bigger. But sometimes you could fall into that trap where you think, all right, I should shoot there every time, and I mean, they're still good goalies. It's not like it's a gimme.
Right. Yep. Do you notice with the 3-inch difference with the netting? Is there does it make a big difference with your sizing up the shot type of thing, or you're picking corners because your visual is there?
You got to ask someone better than me. But me personally, when I'm at practice, I'm in the game. It doesn't really seem that different because the goalies are a little bit smaller padding, right? So, and the goal's a little bit smaller. It seems almost exactly the same.
Right.
I've heard that from a couple guys, though. They said with the smaller pads and the smaller nets, it basically seems like it's the same. Yeah, no caveat, Blaine. You're a pro. Salty dogs on the YouTube's throwing you out some love. But so originally you weren't on one of these teams, then you ended up getting flown down. Is that how that worked out?
I don't know what you mean, but I saw Coach Milligan invited me down to try out for the Hammerheads, or he invited me to the main camp. And then, I mean, you guys know as much as I do about that situation. When I got there, I never even met him. Like when I got there, they had already put a new coach in place, so I had to try out with a guy I had never met before. And yeah, like I'm still getting to know these guys.
Right.
Yeah. Now, how many of the guys in the league like have played together though? Because like a bunch of these teams seem to have pockets of players that like played in a on this team together or that team together.
Yeah, I don't know about some of the guys that are from New York and Canada, but there's a lot of these guys on our team at tryouts and that made the team from what's it called, Christopher Newport University. So I know a few of these guys have played together before.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys are gonna have practice this week going before you guys start playing the games. Have you guys had practice every week or?
We had this last weekend off, and now we are going up to Messina, New York, to have a couple practices for the weekend.
Wow, the NABLL is taking your entire Hampton, Virginia team to. That's awesome.
Yeah, PBLA, but no, yeah, I'm sure that costs a pretty penny, so we appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, they know the product that they got. They got players. You guys are that's there's no question that as far as the talent is on the floor, and it's like you said, just blending in and getting to know the guys. You jump in one game and you haven't played with them before. What are their tendencies? What do they do? What's your setup move? You got to have some practices together to get to know the guys. So that's pretty cool.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Well, when are you guys going up there? Friday night?
I think most guys are flying in. I can check the email. Let me see. I think most guys are flying in the day of, and then are going to drive straight there. So Saturday morning probably.
Okay.
And then
so
we'll stay
you're having a Saturday, Sunday gathering up in Messina. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then you guys don't play again till the 29th, it looks like.
We got an email last night about some schedule change. I don't know what's going on, but last I knew we were supposed to play the Bootleggers next Friday.
Yeah.
And then next Sunday, and then play them again the following Friday, so like 5 days later. But I don't know if something changed with that.
I was gonna say that's what their website still has, but now that Bootleggers team, they look like a pretty nasty team, and they just picked up that Joel Tinney kid. That should be interesting. Now, what is your like as far as your guys? You probably don't want to say too much about it on here, but I was wondering, like, are they running 5 lines, or are they just trying to run offense and defense guys, or?
I think everyone's still feeling out what their process wants to be. I don't want to speak for us because we're going to make adjustments this weekend, and I wouldn't want to tell you guys anyways, but I'll tell you more behind the scenes.
Right.
Well, we're about to hit the hour mark, I just realized, Paul, so we should probably wrap this up, which means we'll shut off the YouTube lane, and then we hang out and BS for a little bit after we shut the cameras off. But thank you so much for joining us. That's anybody who didn't know, that's Air Blaine Stotler. He's got all kinds of flying moves. That he's the Rocket Man on the YouTube shorts.
He takes off.
We'll do a full one sometime.
Well, I think you did. Didn't you promise once you scored your first goal, right?
No.
If I get a goal and I make it through a couple more weeks, yeah, I got you for an hour.
You're awesome.
First, it was just you had to get down and get dressed for a game, and now Paul's talked it into a goal automatically. So thanks, Paul. You just upped it even more.
You want to know why? All honestly, though, Beecher, you've watched a kid play. You want to know what, Blaine? You just do what you do, brother. Yeah. You do what you do, and you want to know what good shit's going to happen. I love it.
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody out there in YouTube land, for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Yeti Nation.
Solely